Students, we'll see today exercise 5.2 third question. Find the equation of the hyperbola in each of the cases given below. First subdivision, foci plus or minus 2, 0, eccentricity 3 by 2. Okay, from the given data, your transverse axis is along x-axis with center 0, 0. So you see the foci plus or minus 2, 0. Y coordinate is 0. So definitely these points will be on the x-axis. So that's why I have said transverse axis is along x-axis with center 0, 0. Next, from the foci plus or minus 2, 0. So if the transverse axis along x-axis and this foci formula is plus or minus AE, 0. So in the place of AE you are having 2. Okay. So E is given. It is 3 by 2. So in the place of E I have substituted 3 by 2. So A will be 2 into 2, 4. 4 divided by 3. And for hyperbola we know that B squared is equal to A squared into E squared minus 1. Okay, directly you can substitute. So I have written this as A squared E squared minus A squared. So just I applied A squared inside to both the terms. So A squared E squared minus A squared into 1 is A squared. So in the place of AE I have substituted 2. So 2 squared is 4 minus what is A? I have found it is 4 by 3. So when I square it is 16 by 9. Taking LCM, 36 minus 16 divided by 9, that is equal to 20 by 9. Okay. If the transverse axis is along x-axis with center 0, 0, the equation of the hyperbola is x squared by A squared minus y squared by B squared is equal to 1. So in the place of A, you have to substitute 4 by 3. So 4 by 3 the whole squared is 16 by 9. And just now we have found B squared is equal to 20 by 9. So you have to substitute. This 9 where it is denominator of the denominator, it will go to the numerator. So your answer will become 9x squared by 16 minus 9y squared by 20 is equal to 1. And see the diagram. So center is 0, 0. Your transverse axis is along x-axis. So the hyperbola will be like this. So through vertex only it has to pass. So the vertices I have marked as A and A dash. So what is given? Foci is given plus or minus 2, 0. So plus 2, 0 here is here and minus 2, 0. So we'll go to the second subdivision. Your center is 2, 1. One of the foci is 8, 1 and the corresponding directrix x equal to 4. You look at this, center 2, 1. So it is not the standard form. Okay. So from the given data 2, 1 and 8, 1. So your transverse axis, how it is? It is parallel to x-axis with center 2, 1. So the transverse axis is parallel to x-axis. What is the equation of the hyperbola? X minus h the whole squared by a squared minus y minus k the whole squared by b squared is equal to 1. So in the place of h and k you have to write the center. So that is 2, 1. So I have substituted in the place of h as 2, in the place of k as 1. Okay. So you take the foci. Foci is 8, 1. Okay. So from this equation of the hyperbola, if the transverse axis is parallel to x-axis, the formula for the focus is h plus a by ae. H plus ae. So h plus ae is equal to 8. So in the place of h you have substituted 2. So it is 2 plus ae is equal to 8. So a is equal to 8 minus 2, that is equal to 6. And one more result is given. What is the corresponding directrix is x is equal to 4. The equation of the directrix x is equal to 4. Okay. If the transverse axis is parallel to x-axis, the equation one of the equation of the directrix is x is equal to h plus ae. So in the place of x I have substituted h plus a by e is equal to 4. So h is 2. 2 plus a by e is equal to 4. A by e is equal to 4 minus 2, that is equal to 2. Okay, so I'm having now AE is equal to 6 and A by E is equal to 2. When I multiply these two, you see that AE into A by E. So therefore 6 into 2. So E getting cancelled. So A squared is equal to 12. So next we have to find out B squared. So using the formula A squared into E squared minus 1, that can be written as A squared E squared minus A squared. So here just now we have found A is equal to 6. So in the place here 6 whole square, so that is equal to 36. And we have found A squared is equal to 12. 12 has to be substituted. 36 minus 12 is 24. You see that here center is 2, 1. So I have marked first x-axis and y-axis. Origin I have marked here. So 2, 1. In x-axis 2 units and y-axis 1 unit I have taken. So I marked the center here. So what is given? The foci is 8, 1. But definitely it will be the right side of your center. So that's why I have taken H plus AE. So it's in the right side. So H plus AE. On the directrix is x is equal to 4. So whose equation will be x is equal to H plus A by E. So that's why H plus A by E I have substituted as 4. So next we have to write the equation of the hyperbola whose transverse axis is parallel to x-axis. Already we have written the equation here. So in the place of A squared I have to substitute 12. In the place of B squared I have to substitute 24. So the answer is x minus 2 the whole squared by 12 minus y minus 1 the whole squared by 24 is equal to 1. Coming to the third subdivision. Passing through 5, minus 2 and the length of the transverse axis along x-axis and of length 8 units. It's given like this. So you can strike out here length of, this word is not needed. Okay, it is given in the book, so it is not needed. So the hyperbola passing through 5, minus 2 and the transverse axis along x-axis and of length 8 units. That is the question. Okay, we'll go for the solution. What is given that? The transverse axis is along x-axis. So therefore the equation of the hyperbola is x squared by a squared minus y squared by b squared is equal to 1. And what is given? The length of the transverse axis is equal to 8. Okay, the length of the transverse axis is what? Capital A dash. Capital A dash. Whose length is 2a. So 2a is equal to 8. So a is equal to 4. So in this equation I have substituted a as 4. So 4 squared is 16. So I got this equation. So only passing point is given. What is the passing point? 5, minus 2. So the passing point has to be substituted in this equation. So in the place of x I have to substitute 5. In the place of y I have to substitute minus 2. While I am substituting 5 squared. What is it? 5 squared by 16 minus, in the place of y what you have to substitute? Minus 2. So minus 2 the whole squared by b squared is equal to 1. So it is 25 by 16 minus 2 the whole squared 4 by b squared is equal to 1. So this 1 you bring it to the left side as minus 1. The whole term is in minus in the left side. When you bring it to the right side it will become positive. So after taking LCM, 25 minus 16 by 16 that is equal to 4 by b square. So the LCM is 16. So while you are calculating 25 minus 16 the answer is 9. 9 by 16 is equal to 4 by b square. So just cross multiply. B square is equal to 16 into 4. 16 into 4 is 64. This 9 will come in the denominator in the right side. So b squared is equal to 64 by 9. So the equation of the hyperbola, what the equation we have taken? This. So x squared by, so here you have to write a is equal to 4, so it is 60 minus y squared by, what is your b squared? 64 by 9. You look at the diagram. So your transverse axis a dash, okay, it is along x-axis. So I have drawn like this. So the center is 0, 0. It is given that this distance is 8. Okay, so 2a is equal to 8. From that a is equal to 4 I have written. And the passing point, what is the passing point? 5 comma minus 2. I marked here x units 5 and y units 2 units, but it is minus 2, so I have marked down. So this is the point 5 comma minus 2. So this is the equation of the hyperbola. Okay, so next one, 7th problem. So show that the absolute value of difference of the focal distances of any point P on the hyperbola is the length of its transverse axis. Okay, absolute value means you have to write the modulus. So absolute value of which one? Difference of the focal distances of any point P on the hyperbola. So first you should know about the focal distance. Focal distance means is the distance between any point on the hyperbola to the focus. So this is your focus. So focal distance means distance between the focus and any point on the hyperbola. Here for hyperbola, how many focus you are having? S and S dash. So SP is one focal distance and another one S dash P is another focal distance. Here why they have taken difference? Difference means we have to subtract. So subtract the smaller one from the greater quantity. So here P I have taken here. So comparing SP, which is bigger, S dash P. Okay, suppose P, we can take P here also. If we take P here, your S dash P is less than SP. Okay, so that's why they have written its absolute value of the differences. So here in this diagram, so S dash P is bigger, so I have taken S dash P difference SP. So in the place of difference you can write minus. So what the absolute value of the differences of the focal distance, which is equal to length of its transverse axis. What is the length of transverse axis? That is 2a. So this is the result we have to prove. Okay, so for that, so hyperbola I have drawn like this. So whose equation will be x squared by a squared minus y squared by b squared is equal to 1. P of x comma y is a point on the hyperbola. So here I have drawn the perpendiculars. One is PM to this directrix, another one PM dash to another second directrix L dash. So draw perpendiculars PM and PM dash to the directrices, and one more perpendicular PN to x axis. So PN to x axis we have drawn on the perpendicular. So according to the definition of the conic, we know that SP by PM is equal to E. So SP is equal to E into PM. So PM, you look at this PM, which is equal to NZ, isn't it? PM is equal to NZ. So this NZ you are going to find using C. Okay, about NZ can be written as CN minus CZ. Okay, look at this, CN, the whole distance, from that you have to subtract CZ, that will be NZ. Look at this, in the place of NZ I have substituted CN minus CZ. Okay, so first what is CN? So this point P of x comma y, so the CN distance will be x. Okay, and CZ, C is the origin, Z is a point on the directrix. So from origin, the directrix, how much distance it has? A by E. So CZ is A by E and CN is this x. So CN I have substituted x and CZ is A by E. So E, when you apply inside, E into x is EX. This E and this E getting cancelled, you are having minus E. So you are getting the result SP is equal to EX minus E. In the same way, you will have another focus. So according to the definition of the conic, S dash P by PM dash. Okay, that is equal to E. S dash P by PM dash is equal to E. So S dash P is equal to E into PM dash. Look at this PM dash in the diagram, PM dash. Okay, so it will be n z dash. Pm dash is nothing but n z dash. But Pm dash in place I have written n z dash. This n z dash using C we have to find out. So look at this, n z dash, how it will be written? Cn plus C z dash. What is Cn? It is x. C z dash. Z dash is a point on the another directrix whose distance from origin is a by e. Okay, in the place of C z dash you have to substitute a by e. Cn is nothing but x. So when you apply e, your answer will become a plus ex. But what we have to find? Absolute value of the differences. So absolute value I have written. So this is the bigger one. So a plus ex, difference I have to subtract minus sp, that is ex minus a. When you apply the minus sign, minus ex plus a. So plus ex minus ex getting cancelled. A plus a is 2a. This a, what is a? A is this distance. Distance cannot be this distance from vertex from the origin. Okay, so it cannot be negative. So the absolute value of 2a is equal to 2a only. So we have proved the result. The absolute value of differences of the focal distance of any point on the hyperbola is equal to length of the transverse axis. Thank you, students.